Hello, it's Jeanette from Far Forest Ceramics here, and I'm doing my last glazing session before I go into surgery. So I filmed this 2 days before surgery, and I'm going to be out now until January, but I'm hopefully going to be able to edit this and upload it whilst I'm recuperating. So I am doing a wavy bowl. It's a commission, and I'm going to do this in the frozen pond technique. So hopefully it turns out okay, and you can follow for a glaze along. So this frozen pond technique, I think the whole of the pottery community has so much thanks to give to Kathy Maguire for finding it, coming up with it and sharing it with us all. There's so many people that enjoy using this technique, and I'm definitely one of those. It's definitely not the quickest of glaze applications, but then it doesn't need to be. It's something that's quite therapeutic, and I often have music playing in the background. I'm in my own world and I just love it. So the base to the frozen ponds that I always do is 2 coats of AMACO Obsidian, always fully coated everywhere. This is, always amazes me how you put black on and then you have this incredible finish afterwards. Now it's time for the fun. So using Spectrum's Running Hot Chowder, this is the magic glaze that creates the incredible patterns. Now I apply with a sponge. I put a little bit into the lid of a jar, and I put a very small quantity on the sponge because it's very runny and you don't want your sponge dots to drip anywhere. So I start off with a large round sponge. Inexpensive, you buy them from Amazon or Temu. And then I start reducing the size of sponge as I gradiate the pattern. Now you can see I've done like scallops and just slowly build it up. The final sponge that I use is actually one of the smaller sponges that I then cut down with scissors to make a smaller diameter. The problem is, and it's not a problem, but it's just something to be aware of, this technique for the success that you want to get the nice definition is it takes 3 coats of the Running Hot Chowder, and with the amount of dots and the different sponges, yeah, it does take some time. I apply it on both sides, the front and the back, but you do have to be careful if you've got a very sharp incline, like a vertical piece of the running. But on this, with it being quite a shallow incline, it's not going to have much of a problem. As you can see, I've turned it over and I've started working on the top, the inside of the bowl, and I like the centre of this to feel like the centre of a flower, so I'll always have a symmetrical circle of dots in the smallest dot I can do on the centre of this bowl. I also need to remember to go around the very edge of the bowl. This is something I find creates quite a nice effect when it's glazed. As with the back, again, I need to have 3 coats of these Running Hot Chowder dots. It does take time, and the hardest thing I find is not rushing it and putting too much on the sponge, because then it will run. You're better off having less of an application but with no runs, and eventually it gets it all done, and yeah, it just feels so nice. It actually looks quite pretty when it's dried. The dots will go this almost yellow colour. So then the final stage is your top coat. Now I'm using AMACO Blue Rutile. This is a lovely glaze on its own, but on top of the Running Hot Chowder and the Obsidian, oh, it's just stunning. But I like the back not to be thick right to the very rim. It just creates a slightly different effect. The black comes through a little bit more. So you can see my first coat, I've stepped it back and I've just used the remnants of what's on the brush of the very last 2 inches of the piece. I'm going straight on and doing a second coat even while it's still wet, because I don't want to have too much glaze on the underneath in case this runs too much with the Running Hot Chowder. And again, I'm just using the remnants on my brush to do that final part. When I do the inside, it's a different approach. I still do 2 coats, but I do 2 full coats. And the second coat, I don't apply until the first coat has dried sufficiently. Again, making sure I've gone all the way around the edges as well. It's almost a shame to cover all these dots after you've just done them all, but you have to trust the process. And this is actually a really lovely project to do. It's not that complex. And you can see here how much I've let it dry before I apply the second coat. This in real time, I think, took me in the region of 2.5 hours to finish the glazing of this piece. But You get in your own zone, your own world. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're going to go now to the kiln reveal and you can see how it turned out. Wow! Wow! This is even better than my competition piece. Oh! Wow! This is outstanding. That is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. At the back. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, this is just crazy beautiful. Wow. Wow. So I've done gradiated sizes of dots coming down. And on this one, I have sgraffitoed the bottom. Oh. Oh, what a piece to finish on. What a piece to finish on. Wow. 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 I can feel myself getting choked up.